If she tells me to buy something, I'm gonna buy it. If she tells me to jump off a bridge, like I might ask a couple questions, but at the end of the day, you're gonna find me in a ravine. Do you know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up? Hello, it's Katie here. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. And today we're talking about all of the books that I am planning on reading in November. And the name of the game for November is finally starting all of these fantasy series that I own every single book for and have yet to begin. What? Like, how have I gotten this far? Like, how have I gotten this far? I don't understand. And I don't even have like a flimsy excuse as to how this has happened. Like, why do I not just get a book and then read it? I'm like, no, I have to own all the books and they all have to be in hardcover. And then I'm still gonna wait 6 months to a year after that to start it. What? Like, I was telling myself, like, November is like for the winter, like it's cold and it's magical, and that's for like the fantasy moment, you know? Because listen, November is for the fantasy girlies, okay? Like, I know you're all thinking it, thanks for agreeing with me. But that was my flimsy excuse as to why I have not started them this whole year. But listen, we need to get on it, okay? Because I have so, like, literally the stack is wild, and I am planning on reading all of them in November. It's gonna happen. Like, at least 80% of these series are going to be started and completed. I'm promising you. But before we get into all those books, I need to, you already know what I'm doing. We're here for the sponsor of this video. Oh my God. It's Book of the Month. Book of the Month is a super popular online book subscription service where their team vets hundreds of new and early releases for the month, and they curate a list for you to choose from so you can do less time researching and more time reading. Now, this is completely risk-free. You can skip any month with no fee or charge to you, which is fantastic, but also it is the cheapest new hardcover release fiction you're gonna find anywhere. And you can get your first book for $9.99 if you use my link and my code, which is Katie at checkout. You get your first book for $9.99, which is so cheap because new hardcover releases are traditionally $25 to $30. So you're getting a really good deal with this. They do not ship internationally, but if you do want to pick this up, I highly suggest it. And I'm going to show you all of the books that you have to choose for November. The first of which being A Little Hope by Ethan Joella. Now, this is a debut contemporary fiction following a ode to the beauty of everyday life. This follows the losses, loves, and dreams of a small Connecticut town. The Keeper of Night by Kylie Lee Baker. This is a debut YA, and I'm just going to read the back because it's stunning. It says, I am too dangerous to let live any longer. It is written in the book of Amkau, decreed by the High Reaper himself. Death will come to find me, but I will no longer be here. Wow. The Collective by Allison Galen is following a mother 5 years after the death of her daughter. She is still obsessed with getting revenge on the privileged young man that she believes to be responsible. The Family by Naomi Krupitsky is a historical fiction set in mid-century Brooklyn about a decade-long friendship of two women who are bound by the sins of their fathers. How to Marry Keanu Reeves in 90 Days by K.M. Jackson is a romance of two friends who go on a wild road trip cross-country to stop the world's most illegible bachelor from making the biggest mistake, getting married. I also want to highlight the add-on portion of Book of the Month. So each month you pick one of the books and then you can do 2 additional add-ons if you want. They all come in hardcover. They all come in the same size. They're all stunning, and they always have new books they're doing to the add-ons every single month. And the 2 that they sent me this month is Will by Will Smith and Mark Manson, which is a very intriguing combo. And clearly it is Will Smith's memoir. The cover is stunning. And they also sent me My Body, which is a series of essays about what a woman should be, and it's this woman's look into a deep dive trying to figure out that answer. Thank you so much to Book of the Month for sponsoring this video. Now let's get into the TBR. The first book I'm going to talk about before I get into the fantasy series is a book that I'm currently reading, so I will most definitely be finishing it in November, and that is Wolf by Ryan Groudon. This is a book that has been on my TBR for the longest, and I have never unhauled it because I keep thinking that the concept sounds really good, but nobody talks about this book. Like, nobody ever talks about this book. I think I've heard one booktuber in the entirety of the time I've been watching BookTube talk about this, and now that I'm reading it, I can tell you, I don't understand why nobody talks about this. Like, I really don't get it. This book is really good so far. I'm digging it, and I think, like, if you're more in the YA genre, you should absolutely pick this book up. Like, y'all are sleeping on this. So this is about There's a lot of things going on in this book. This is set in 1956. It is set like during like the Third Reich and Imperial Japan. And this is about a girl who she was in one of the camps, and you know how they were doing all those like crazy scientific experiments on like disabled people and twins and like Jewish people and gypsies and all these things during the Holocaust. So one of the scientists is doing experiments on these people to try to make them white, like try to change their skin tone, try to make their eyes blue and their hair yellow and blonde and all that. And he accidentally turns our main character into like a shapeshifter. So she can change the color of her eyes at will. She can change the color of her skin. She can change her height. She can do all this. So she escapes and she joins the resistance. And what she wants to do is fight for the resistance. She wants to go on missions. Now, what is also going on in this book is that to commemorate like the great victory of Hitler is apparently Hitler's obsessed with motorcycles. I don't know if that's like factually accurate, but in this book, that's the thing. So he does this like Axis tour every year where a bunch of Aryan youths will do like a motorcycle race across a couple continents, and whoever finishes first is the winner, and they hold a party and it's for the winner, and Hitler will be at the party. So that's the glory, is that you get to meet Hitler. So our girl, our main character, Yale, who is freaking amazing, is like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Okay, bet. So she shapeshifts, you know, into one of the contestants and is doing this like cross-country motorcycle tour in hopes of winning so that she can get close enough to kill Hitler. Y'all are sleeping. Y'all are sleeping. This book is dope. It is dope. I'm loving it so far. It's so cool. And honestly, I don't care. Like literally the rest of this book could be trash, but if she kills Hitler, 5 stars. I mean, there is a second book, so she probably won't kill Hitler in this book, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm planning on reading this, and I'm planning on reading the second book, which is Blood for Blood, also by Ryan Groudon. Shockingly, I don't own that book. You're going to understand shockingly when you see the rest of these series that are completed that I did not finish, or I haven't started yet. But I don't own Blood for Blood, but I'm pretty sure Libby has the audiobook, so this is definitely getting finished in November. Okay, the first fantasy series that I'm going to be reading is the one that I have had a shocking amount of you guys comment on my Instagram, comment on my YouTube, send me DMs on Instagram telling me that you want me to read this, and I'm hearing you, I'm listening. And also, Erin from Booked and Busy actually gifted me this book, which is so sweet. And oh my God, love her. She's great. If you don't follow her, what are you doing? But she's messaged me like 4 different times being like, have you started it? Are you going to do a reading vlog about it? And I'm like, I hear you. Girl, yes, this is priority number 1. And it's the Red Rising trilogy. I think I have these in order. I'm not totally positive, but Red Rising, look at this cover, stunning. This is a science fiction that is set in a future Mars where there's a color-coded caste system where red is the lowest and gold is the highest, like the most elite. And we're following a guy named Darrow, who's our main character, and he is a red and he is a low-born miner. So his entire miner, like M-I-N-E-R. I just realized that that could be misconstrued. He's not like a child. Anyway, he is a miner, a shoveler. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, y'all get it. So he is living his whole life thinking that this is the way it is, that this is how it has to be, that he's doing all this work day in and day out because that's what the world needs and this is his lot in life. Now, some tragedy happens that changes his mindset. I don't know what it is. Sure, I'll find out when I read the book. But something happens and he goes to infiltrate the elite like gold tier, and the way he does it is by like infiltrating or enlisting in some sort of like trials that they do to win praise or garner like glory or something. I don't know. I've heard it's like Hunger Games in space, and honestly that's all you needed to tell me for me to want to read this. I don't understand how I have accumulated all of the books and I still haven't started it, but I'm promising you that there will be a reading vlog that I'm gonna make in November about this series. I promise all of you. Then we have a series that technically I don't own all the books because I'm pretty sure it just came out, but it's the Green Bone saga. I'm not totally sure what the trilogy is called, but it's Jade War and Jade City, both by Fonda Lee. Look at these covers, they're absolutely stunning. Also, I'm so obsessed with the names of these books. Jade City, Jade War, and then the third one, my favorite, Jade Legacy. Jade Legacy. Doesn't that just sound so metal? Like these covers are just sci-fi metal. I'm obsessed. Speaking of which, this is like a Godfather-esque intergenerational story that's about like blood feuds and vicious politics and kung fu and magic. And that's what the author said. The author was literally like, this is like the Godfather, but give it magic and kung fu. Love that. Oh my God. I've heard that the characters are so in-depth and so good, and that their relationships and their story arcs are fantastic. So I'm very excited. This is supposed to be set in a world where Jade gives people, it's like this element, like Jade, that gives people superhuman abilities. And there is one family, one clan, where they live is the only place where Jade is harvested and grows. So they have been living large for a long time. There's another clan who wants to take over the city. Now, they just finished a war, and after the war, everybody's really kind of living large on like post-war influx in like technology and foreign cash and fast cars, and things are just really escalating faster than our original family had anticipated. So Jade is becoming kind of obsolete, and the other family sees this as their opportunity to take over. So it is like a dueling intergenerational story of these families, and I'm very intrigued. I do think I'm going to listen to the audiobooks because these books are chunky. They're chunky boys, okay? And I'm honestly kind of glad I don't have the third book yet, because I wouldn't be able to hold all of them up at the same time. But I'm excited. Speaking of a series that is too heavy to hold all of them up at the same time, the David Bad trilogy by S.I. Chakraborty. I'm just going to take a moment and show you the covers and only hold one of them up because I don't hate myself. But the first of which is The City of Brass. The second of which is The Kingdom of Copper. Peep that shiny cover. Oh my God, keep the shininess coming. The Empire of Gold. Are you, like, that is mesmerizing. That is stunning. Look at it catch that light. I don't even know if you can, this is like blinding. Like I could SOS with this thing. This is stunning. Me staring adoringly at my books aside, this is the David Bad trilogy, and this is a trilogy where we're following a girl named Nari, who is a young con woman in Cairo, and she finds out that her true heritage is that she is the lone descendant of this super powerful entities called Devas. So after an attack, she accidentally summons a warrior, Dara, to her aid, and there's a bunch of people that want to kill her, and she's also fleeing from a king who really wants her to marry his son. So that sounds very interesting. I've heard that this is like a really amazing world building for a fantasy, and Olivia from Olivia Reads Latte, who is the dibbest, hello, has told me this is really good and been like, have you read it yet? Are you gonna read it? Hello, hello, hello. And I need to, like the series just ended, I think last year or this year or something, and the covers are stunning. I need to know if I can display these on my shelves. Am I gonna love them? Who knows? I hope I do. Let's knock on wood. But I don't remember. I feel like in one of Olivia's videos, I think she reread this and said that she didn't like the audiobook. I could be completely making that up and she never said that, but for some reason, that's like a memory I keep having when I look at this. So if you've listened to the audiobook, please comment down below and let me know if it's good, because I do really want to listen to fantasy audiobooks in November. Like I'm just on that vibe right now. So let me know. And here we have a shout out to Little Free Libraries everywhere, because I found these arcs in my Little Free Library, and that is Furyborn by Claire Legrand, and the second book, Kingsbane. Now I know there is a third book, Lightbringer, but I'm just going to start these, and then if I really enjoy them, I'll buy all of them in hardback. But this is another series by our YA fantasy queen, Olivia, said these books are good. And listen, if it's a YA fantasy and she said it's good, I'm going to pick it up. So this is set in two different timelines, and one of the timelines is 1,000 years prior, and it is about these prophecy of these two queens. And these two women are discovered to be prophesized to be these queens. Now the problem is there's a blood queen and there's a sun queen. Now the sun queen is set to be exalted and the blood queen is set to be executed. So these two women have to go on these like elemental trials to prove that they're not the blood queen because they don't want to die. And then the other timeline is 1,000 years later, and you're following a bounty hunter who is living under the kingdom that was created by whichever one of these queens lived. Not sure which, obviously. Sure, I'll find out in the book. But this bounty hunter's mother disappears, and then a bunch of other women in the town all start vanishing, and she's trying to figure out what's going on. And apparently, the trials that discovered this queen and then why these women are disappearing are somehow like tangentially like connected, I guess. I don't know how, but I have heard that either people love this book or they at least love one of the storylines and don't care for the other storyline. And that sounds like pretty good praise to me. So I'm gonna read these. Hopefully, this is my like fourth tier. I think I did them like how I've mentioned these series so far has been the tiers. So this one is like probably my last priority this month, but I'm hoping to read all of these series this month. Now I'm going to get to a couple other books that I want to read this month that are not fantasy, two of which is rollovers from October's TBR that I'm still planning on picking up, the first of which being Alice Feeney's Rock, Paper, Scissors. This is a newer release, this is a thriller, and this is a recommendation from Gabby Reads, who is like the thriller horror icon. Like where Olivia is like the YA fantasy icon, Gabby is the thriller horror icon. Like I'll do whatever she says, okay? If she tells me to buy something, I'm gonna buy it. If she tells me to jump off a bridge, like I might ask a couple questions, but at the end of the day, you're gonna find me in a ravine. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, this book, that metaphor went completely off tangent. Anyway, this is about a married couple named the Wrights, and their marriage has been really rocky. Do you see what I did there? Has been rocky for years and years, okay? Now, on their anniversary, they win a weekend trip to Scotland, and they are considering it like a last-ditch effort to save their marriage. Here's the problem, though. One of them is lying. They did not randomly win this trip, and somebody doesn't want them to live happily ever after. That's already dope enough. That's already great enough, but there's a couple other things that I'm obsessed with in the story. Apparently, the husband has facial blindness, so he cannot tell people apart. Like, he cannot differentiate between people's faces. So his wife is feeling like she isn't being seen in more ways than one. You know what I'm saying? She's feeling neglected. Okay, like she's not pretty, she's this, that, whatever. But then also, every year, the wife writes the husband a letter on their anniversary, but she never lets him read them until this year. And I'm like, bitch, you be knowing there's got to be some juicy ass shit in those stories. There's got to be some juicy ass shit in these letters. Like, I'm down. I want to know. I want to read these bitches' letters. Like, literally, if this was just the letters, I'd be like, sign me up. I want to read it. It looks like it's a pretty fast read. The chapters are really short. I'm hoping to pick this one up physically sooner rather than later. Another Gabby recommendation is In My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead. Now, not only did Gabby love this book, but Kayla recently, like in one of her last videos, gave this glowing like 4.5 stars. And hello, the two like booktube absolute iconic girlies love this book. If I read this and don't give it 5 stars, like, do I even know how to read? Like, I'm shook. This is dark academia. Sign me up. Are you kidding me? Especially in like in a cold setting of November, this is gonna hit right. It's gonna hit right, sis. I just know it. I can feel it. There's so many like people that have been saying that this has such a dark academia setting and it's like really good. And this is about 10 years after the death of a student, 6 friends come back to a school reunion, but not everyone has moved on. And someone is determined to find the killer, to trap them and make the guilty pay. So this is about years and years of secrets, of friendship, of love, of obsession, of ambition. I have just heard such glowing things about this. And this was actually sent to me by Elena from Elena Reading. It's Elena.reading if you want to look her up. She is on BookTube, but Elena.reading is her Instagram handle. And she has an amazing Bookstagram. Like, she does monthly spreads like on her stories and currently reading spreads and stuff like that. So if you're interested in anything like that, she's a really cool girl. So go check her out. But she read this, sent it to me in the mail, told me she absolutely adored it, and sent me her ARC copy because she said she thought I would really love it too. And Elena, I have no excuse. Elena, I have no excuse why I have not read this yet. But the plan is there. This next book, I am definitely planning on reading this month because shockingly, The Hold on Libby came in like out of nowhere. I swear there was like 8 people waiting and then just randomly it popped up. And that's Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall. Now, I don't know. I really loved Red, White, and Royal Blue. But I'm not a big romance person, so I'm not totally sure. And I haven't like really heard people talk about this. And Grace tried to read it and said that the beginning and the end were really good, but the middle was super boring. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't have high expectations, but I'm gonna give it a go because I just kind of need something like fun and frilly to break up all this sci-fi and all this fantasy. So I definitely want to give this a shot, and it has been on my TBR for a while. This is about, it's a romance and it is fake dating. So it is about this guy named Luke who is reluctantly famous. He's kind of a bad boy. He is the son of these super famous rock stars. Now, after a very compromising photo of Luke blasts on the internet, he needs to clean up his image. So to do that, he needs to find a very, very nice, stable, normal relationship. Now enter Oliver, who is as nice and normal as they come. He has never elicited a scandal or been part of anything scandalous in his entire life. So basically, he is the perfect, nice, normal boyfriend. Now the problem is, Luke and Oliver have nothing in common. So they strike up a deal to fake date until the dust settles and Luke can get his image under control. It's a romance. I'm sure you can tell one thing's gonna lead to another, but it is kind of big for this concept, I feel like. I don't know. I'm excited. And I also definitely am wanting to listen to the audiobook because clearly they're gonna have English accents and I'm down to ride for that. So I guess you'll find out at the end of the month in my wrap up what I ended up thinking. The last book on my TBR is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Now, I have heard that this is a Rilo kind of fan fiction, which is like Kylo Ren and Rey, obviously, and I'm seeing it. Like, I'm seeing it. They definitely seem like it is. And also, his name is Adam, which, like, Adam Driver plays Kylo Ren, so I'm seeing it. Her name is Olive, which, oh my god, that is, like, the cutest shit I've ever heard. Obsessed. So this book is a rom-com, and it is about Olive, who is a PhD student in biology at Stanford, and she doesn't really believe in happily ever after, but her best friend is a helpless romantic and is always nagging her about going out with people and finding love. So to shut her up, she impulsively kisses this young hotshot, famously irritable professor, Adam, and convinces him to fake date her. It's a romance. As I've already said, I can presume that one thing leads to another. You know, I can presume there's probably going to be a little bit of frolicking, you know, maybe some smooches. I don't know, maybe a little light hand holding. We'll see where the wind blows. But y'all have been praising this book. Y'all have been shouting about this book. Booktube, Book Talk, Bookstagram won't shut the fuck up about this book. I swear to God, everybody's screaming about this book. And I want to know what y'all are talking about. I want to be part of the gossip. I want to be part of the conversation. Like, hello, I want to be in the room where it happens. So I need to read this book so I can understand what all the conversation is about. Good Lord, this is all the books that I need to read. That many. Well, I guess technically not these, but all of this. That's a lot. That's like almost half of my TBR. Why do I sound doubtful? I'm gonna do it. Don't doubt me, self or you. It's gonna fucking happen, all right? And also, I'm gonna be moving so soon. It's terrifying, but I'm going to make content. Knocking on wood. I will be making lots of moving content. Let me know what you want to see in a comment down below. Also, I have my Instagram linked down below as well as my Goodreads, but go and check out my Instagram because you guys need to see what my best friend Grace and I dressed up for Halloween. Trust me. Go check it out. Go check it out. It's based on a book. Trust me. It's amazing. It's perfect. It's stunning. Beautiful. Oh my god. And also, I will have a Halloween reading vlog that is going to come out hopefully soon. I don't know where I'm going to fit it in, but I filmed a lot of content. So hopefully you'll see that in the near future. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you have got this far into the video, what should you leave? Isn't there like a magic wand emoji? If there isn't a magic wand emoji, leave the wizard or a witch. A wizard, witch, the magic wand, because of all the fantasy that I want to read in November. And let me know what I should have top priority. Right now, Red Rising is my top priority for making a reading vlog for that, and then Jade City is second. But if you want to sound off and let me know if I'm making a mistake and I need to do something else, let me know and I will take your consideration. I will take your comments into consideration. But all of that being said, have an amazing day, evening, night, dusk, dawn, whatever it is you're having right now. And I will see you in a video coming very soon. Bye.